Everybody, Mike Lawson here with Experience Beyond Measure series presented by the fine folks at Cantissimo Senior Living, your innovative source of lifestyle and wellness information for the 55 and over community. As your trusted advisor, Cantissimo Senior Living provides connections for active adults and their families in 3 areas. Number 1, connections to inspire information resources for daily living. Number 2, connections with family, friends, and like-minded people the world over. And 3, connections to the best in living lifestyles. And it's all delivered in simple, straightforward language. Cantissimo Senior Living helps individuals discover the vibrant, worry-free lives they have always envisioned. And to that end, we are happy to present this video interview series featuring guests speaking on a broad range of topics focused on healthy and happy aging. Hey everybody, Mike Lawson here with Cantissimo Living. We are doing these Experience Beyond Measure video series here. And on the program today with us, we have Mr. Steve Austin. Steve, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to chat with us here. And again, we're doing these Experience Beyond Measure video series for Cantissimo Senior Living. And Steve, you're up. So before we dive into kind of your social media fame, can you give us a quick background on you?
Well, I'm from Dallas, Texas, now living in Richland Hills, which is outside of Fort Worth. In Dallas, I was a dental technician, worked with my dad in his lab, and when he retired, I took over and worked there about 20 years, and then started a second career working at the box office for the Dallas Summer Musicals for another 20 years, and then I retired from that, and now I'm just retired, except for doing my social media stuff. My biggest is TikTok. I'm on TikTok and I have 1.4 million followers.
What?
And 26 million likes on my videos. TikToks is an app on your phone, and you can do up to 60-second videos on there. And I do mostly, my biggest hit was a thing I started called Cooking with Steve, but I wasn't really cooking. I was just making a sandwich or a bowl of cereal, and people thought that was funny and liked it, and so I started getting all of those followers, and I couldn't believe it that it happened so fast. It was over a period of a couple of months.
Wow!
And as a result, I got requests to do interviews on TV. The local television station came to my apartment and interviewed me. And I was even interviewed on Australian TV.
Wow.
Via Zoom, which was interesting because it was a morning show, but the next day, but I was doing it at night here in Texas the day before.
Yeah, whole timing thing.
That was kind of weird, setting it up because of the time difference. Right. And the people on Australian TV were kind of making fun of my Texas accent, so I made fun of their Australian accent.
Good for you.
So we had a good time. But anyway, I've been on CNN.
Wow.
I was interviewed on Access Hollywood, and all of this happened over a period of just a few months. I mean, I was getting emails and phone calls every day. I mean, it was pretty overwhelming. It was exciting. And my sister, who lives in Fort Worth close by, she's a retired Fort Worth police officer. And I would call her up, and she's one of my biggest supporters. And I would call her up and I said, well, you're not going to guess who called today. And, it just got to be a joke. I was on Kelly Clarkson's show. I was on the Rachel Ray show. Rachel Ray had me on because of my cooking, and she wanted me to make something for her audience. And I did. I made a saltine cracker with cream cheese on it and some jelly. And I said, now that's what we call Texas hors d'oeuvres. So she had a big kick out of that. Anyway, that was fun. But all of that happened so fast, and I had been on social media. Well, I did YouTube for years, and never really had much of a following. And because of TikTok, my following on YouTube has grown, and I'm on Instagram and I'm on Twitter, and uh, I've always been interested in the technology
Mm-hmm.
and tried to keep up with it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm 82 years old, and my sister said that I know a lot more than a lot of people my age. And I said, well, I don't think of it that way. I don't feel like I know a lot. I mean, new stuff comes out every day. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with what's going on. But I'm pretty active on the internet, and I do live in an apartment, a senior complex. There's a bunch of old people here. I mean, they're just everywhere. And they all know about my fame. That they are pretty supportive of me, and I just live here by myself with my cat, and so this is what I do. It keeps my mind active.
Yeah.
It keeps me busy. I'm doing my TikTok videos every day. I do interviews, and it's just been a good thing for me, because otherwise I don't know. I think I'm not one of those people that just sit and watch TV all day.
Good for you.
I enjoy what I do,
Yeah.
and I have fun doing it, and I've made a lot of friends, and my fan base is very dedicated. Young people, they just have been so gracious and nice to me. They refer to me as, they want me to be their grandpa, or I remind them of their grandpa,
Right.
and they tell me they've had a bad day, and they see one of my videos, and it makes them happy. It brightens their day up, and so that sort of thing makes me feel good. It makes me glad that I'm doing what I do, and and it also inspires me. I don't really plan what I do. It's all pretty spontaneous.
That's what makes them great.
And because I think because of the virus and the quarantine that happened at the beginning of last year, that may have helped me in some ways, by the fact that people were staying home and they didn't really have much to do, so they watched my video.
Let's go check out Steve's latest TikTok. All right.
I don't know, but who knows? And that's also people, because of the quarantine, and I don't go out. I have my groceries delivered. My sister will do some errands for me, but she thinks I need to stay in, and I feel like I need to stay in. But I still drive. I have a car. I drive myself to the doctor or the pharmacy or the grocery store if I have to. So, I don't go clubbing anymore.
Hey, neither do I.
In fact, I don't think I ever did.
I never did either. Nothing.
But I try to pick up on what the young people, the lingo and all that, and stay up on that sort of thing. And I have fun with it. I have started doing some dancing on my videos, but it's all comedy. I mean, I can't really dance. And I even do a magic Saturday with Steve, where I try to do a magic trick, but I mess it up. So I've done that, and I just have fun with it.
Yeah. So, what does the social media fame mean to you now? Because obviously a lot of people are following you, you're getting on the news, and and hanging out with these really, super popular folks and stuff on TV. And so what does all this mean to you?
Well, it like I said, it makes me feel good
Right on.
to think that people enjoy what I do, because I've never, I guess I've always been a ham. I don't know. And my sister thought I've always been funny, but I never think of myself that way. But like I said, it keeps me active, gives me a reason to get up in the morning. um, you can't really go out and visit people, or you shouldn't, and because of my age, they say I'm in a higher risk group, so that's it's an outlet. And I think if anything has come from this virus thing, is the fact that people are doing what we're doing over like Zoom. I mean, who ever heard of Zoom 5 years ago?
And no, I didn't.
Yeah. And people can communicate with their relatives, or their if they have kids and live in another state, people can at least visit with one another. And I think that's a good thing.
I agree.
And I hope that in fact, I tell on my videos sometimes, I'll say, be sure and check on your grandparents. They may be home alone. Pick up the phone and call them.
Take advantage of the technology for sure.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to others, especially those at retirement age, who want to get into social media or learn new hobbies and skills and things like that? What would you advise them? What would be your recommendations?
Well, most people have a computer nowadays. If they don't, I think they should. Mm-hmm. And if they have kids or grandkids that can help them to get started with it, mm-hmm. they can find out things on the internet. You can go on YouTube and find out videos on how to do most anything in the world, anything from making a sandwich to driving a car, I guess. No. I don't know. I mean, that's a good source right there. But I think they should, and their kids or their grandkids should help them. And if they don't have that source, maybe their church or a group. I think all of the nursing homes or assisted living places, they should have a computer room. They should have people that could access a computer, and so they can stay in touch with their relatives. It's just the way of the future, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think it should be encouraged.
Agreed. Do you have any help, or does anybody help you with your TikTok videos or YouTube videos or anything like that? Or do you do it all on your own?
I do it all myself.
Wow. Good for you. Wow.
I'm self-taught. If I don't understand something, or I'll Google it, or, and find it on the internet and mm-hmm. watch a video and then I try it, and sometimes I can't find the answer, but if you keep looking, you'll find it.
I'm exactly the same way. Exactly the same way.
but I've always been that way. So and when I worked at the box office at the Dallas Summer Musicals, we didn't have computers then. And I went through that transition at work, so I learned a lot at work on the job, which was the experience was, mm-hmm. It was just part of my job, but I was learning, and so that helped a lot too. And now they teach in school. All young people know about how to do the internet and do all that kind of stuff.
They
There's a
do
lot
that.
of bad stuff out there, but there's also a lot of good stuff.
Agreed.
And that's another thing that you have to look out for.
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend to others who are looking for a community at kind of a retirement age? Because you've kind of formed your own community online and then some. You've really taken it to another level. So congratulations on that. But for others out there, us average folks like me and other folks out there, I mean, what would you recommend, or people are looking for a community at a kind of a retirement age? What would you recommend?
Well, there's a lot. There's organizations. I got interviewed on, asked to be interviewed on the Optimist Club. You know what the Optimist Club is?
I do.
And then they asked me to join the club, which I did, and we have Zoom meetings. I had my second one just last week, and that's something that people can do, or they can through their church or their library. I know that our local library has gone online because, like everybody else, and they have classes online that you can take and learn things. So there's a lot of different outlets. You just have to investigate. Locally in your area, that surely you can find something.
Yeah, your community.
I think in the community, even the schools may offer classes for seniors or older people that outside of the school system or part of the school system. There's a lot out there.
Yeah, even more so now with the internet, and like you said,
yeah.
It's just, I mean, you can go on YouTube. You can spend all day on YouTube, literally, looking.
Oh, I know.
It's just crazy out there. Crazy for sure. So what's your favorite thing about engaging on social media? And that kind of keeps you going, keeps you motivated to do more. What's your favorite thing about it?
Well, the variety. I mean, there's just so many different apps out there that and websites and stuff that you can find that just like you said, you can get on YouTube. You can spend all day on there and not get off. And there's just such a variety of stuff, and there's a lot of bad stuff. I mean, and I say bad, I mean like boring. That's not really entertaining. There's everybody and his brother is on the internet now, and you may not want to watch the brother, but you may want to watch the other one. But it's just, I think there's something for everyone.
Right. If you have an interest, if you have a passion, anything, like you can really kind of whittle it down to finding that, either on a YouTube video or anywhere for that matter. So.
Well, I like to watch the young people dance. There's a lot of good dancers out there. I enjoy that, and not so much the singers, because there's a lot of people that they say are singers that I don't think they're singers. But that's just a personal thing, personal opinion. But I enjoy. Comedy movies, and I watch. My passion right now is watching those DIY programs like the Cabin Masters, and where they build those cabins in Maine. I enjoy that show. I've seen all of their shows, and I'd rather watch that than some of these stupid comedy shows that are on regular TV.
Me too.
So. I do watch my fair share of television, but I don't just sit there and and not do anything all day and sit in front of the TV. Although we do have those kind of days.
Well, I watched some of your videos, Steve, and one of my favorites was the one where you showed your collection of hats. You have an incredible collection of hats. Oh my gosh!
Well, I did that because people kept asking me to do it. My fans, I when I first did a video on YouTube, I just plopped a hat on my head because I happened to have one, and I liked the way it looked, and so I got another one and another one. Now I have over 100 hats.
Have quite a collection.
And in different colors, and I try to coordinate my outfits to my hats or vice versa.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And some of my fans have sent me hats. I told, please don't send me any more hats. I have
enough.
I have too many now, and I have them hanging on my walls in my bedroom and in the closet. I've run out of places to put them, but it's become like a part of my trademark or whatever.
Exactly.
You call it.
It's part of your brand.
Yeah, my brand. Okay.
Your branding. So where can folks find you on social media, TikTok in particular? Because I hear you have an interesting call name.
Well, I couldn't get Old Man Steve because they said it was already taken, although I've never seen it on there.
Huh.
But I'm at OM Steve.
Okay.
Is on TikTok.
Okay.
And on Instagram, I'm Old Man Steve 75.
Okay.
On Facebook, I'm Old Man Steve 75. And on Twitter, I'm Old Man Steve 80. And on YouTube, I'm just Old Man Steve.
Right on. Well, those are all great names, and we'll definitely put those in the show notes so people can get right to you and check it out, because I think you're very entertaining. You know good entertainment after working at the box office for 20 years, so you know good entertainment, and you're putting out good entertainment as well. So we thank you for that.
Well, like I said, I enjoyed doing it, and people say, "Well, when are you going to stop doing it?" And I said, "I don't know. I guess when I just fall over."
Why stop, man? You're having a blast. You're having so much fun. So why stop? Don't ever stop.
Okay.
All right, Steve. Well, thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to share to wrap up here?
Well, no, I probably should tell you that my grandfather was in show business. He was in vaudeville.
Oh, wow.
He was an entertainer. So that's probably where I get it from. My mother said that one time that I act silly just like my grandfather. So it must be a family thing.
In the genes, sir. It's in the genes.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, Steve. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day sounds like a busy day for you. So thank you very much for taking time out. We appreciate it, and keep up the good work. Okay. It's a lot of fun watching you on TikTok. We enjoy it.
Okay. Thanks a bunch. And y'all have a good day.
We will. Thank you so much.